Today I'm going to show you these amazingly easy but dangerously addictive Thai-inspired sesame rice noodles. I know you're really going to love the different layers of flavors and textures that this has. And don't worry, we won't have to strain too hard to make this pasta. With this dish we can have dinner on the table in about 15 minutes. So let's go ahead and get started here with about 1 tablespoon of butter. I really like a wok for this, especially when it comes time to stir fry those noodles, but a 12-inch skillet would get the job done. Just be careful. And our first step here, and kind of funnily the step that takes the longest, is we need to caramelize 2 or 3 shallots, depending on how much you like shallots. I really love shallots, so I did 3 large here. We just want to caramelize these over medium-high-ish heat for 5 to 10 minutes. And we don't need to be shy about caramelizing these. We want to take these all the way to the point where they're a little bit crispy. They're going to look black in spots, and that's totally fine and normal. Which reminds me, did you hear about what Gandalf said to the onions trying to pass him on the bridge? You shall not pass. Anyway, once we're happy with our level of caramelization, we'll just pull these out onto a paper towel-lined plate. From here, things will come together for us in about 5 minutes, assuming you had a pot of water coming to the boil while you were cooking those shallots. I'm sure I mentioned that. To the wok, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of sesame oil, along with about 1/4 of a cup of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar. Alternately, if you prefer, you can substitute 1/4 cup of mirin for the sugar and vinegar. We also need 3 or 4 cloves of garlic. I'm just going to crush that in there. And for a little of that sweet heat, I'm going to be using about 1 tablespoon of this Korean gochujang. It's a fermented chili paste. Garlic chili sauce or chili oil would also be great here. We also want a whole bunch of green onions, but only the bottoms for now. We're going to use the tops for, well, topping. And last but not least, we want about 1/4 cup of sesame seeds. And if you're still buying those in the super expensive little spice bottles, well, stop. You can buy sesame seeds in bulk for cheap. And this really doesn't need to cook for long, so we'll simmer this on low while we go ahead and get our rice noodles cooking. Just cook those according to the package directions. For these, I needed about 4 minutes to get them to more or less al dente status. Once we're happy with those, just dump them into our wok and get them stir-fried into the sauce. If you find things are a little too dry, just add about 1/4 cup of water from the pasta pot. Pair this with your favorite protein or just leave it vegetarian. As it is, I love all the different textures in here. You get a great chew from those noodles, a little snap from the sesame seeds, and a little crunchiness from the shallots. So don't forget to add your caramelized shallots and green onions at the end. It really helps bring everything together. If you enjoyed this episode of Passion for Food, don't forget to give me a thumbs up below, subscribe, and hit that little bell so you don't miss our future videos. And check out one of our other awesome recipes on the screen now. This has been Graham with A Passion for Food.